just pretty much winged it. Let's see if we could get a good stream going. I should probably move this over here, actually. Hopefully I don't have no issues with that. Yeah, because I like working from this side. So then I can see the chat good. So I'll move that like that. Lot to talk about in today's live stream, man. Lots to go over. We're going to try to pull up everything, consolidate as much as we can. Let me just make sure I go through the motions and get everything taken care of before the homies start pulling into the live stream. I will be able to get to the comments in just 1 second. I want to make sure that that's saved and then go into our Discord and make sure that they're good and they know that we are live. Let me go in there right now. Is this the city? Yep, it is the city. And we will let them know that we're live. All right, let's get to the chat and see what y'all talking about. Man, the homies are out here. Alvin, DJ, Andre Smith, Christian, what up, Glocks? What's good, ET, Trilla? Seals, I'll just call you Seals because I'm not comfortable with calling other men daddy. Music by Los, what up? D Reed, late night action. Peace to you as well. Will Splash Buckets, what up? Keith Cobbs, Ralph Wayne. I'm all right, DJ. Hopefully you good as well. Lot to talk about, man. Lot to talk. Talk that talk. My boy AC, what up, Mighty? What's good, man? All right, man. So we, like always, the first ones who get in here, definitely give you a shout out, acknowledge you. I try to acknowledge the chat as we go along, but these live streams are getting much larger. So, the chat be just moving and I can't address everybody like I would like to. That's just God's blessing, by the way. Just is what it is. So much to talk about. And I think I want to start off. What up, Heck? I want to start off. Appreciate you, Marley. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, Lack of Discipline. Thanks for watching as well. Hey, I think I want to start off. I don't know if you guys have seen the videos I dropped today. Best kept, what up? But we'll do a recap here in the live stream and we'll kind of go over everything. There was just so much, so much. Which we could. I laughed because I was actually laughing trying to record this stuff. There's some tension in the air, and we'll get into that stuff as well. There's some fixes that are finna come real soon. Pause. But we should be getting a patch soon, or at least they're adding things to the patch that they're about to drop for season 2, or whenever they do drop it for season 2, right before 24 drop. Appreciate you watching, Torian. What's good, man? So yeah, we'll get into it. Hero Go James, thank you for the sub. Anybody else, if you subscribe, I'll definitely give you a shout out. You can help us get one more step closer to 100K subscribers, which we're really shooting to make that happen as soon as possible. Where do we start? Let's start off with some heat, huh? Let's start off with some heat. Let me pull that up right there, and I'll pull it up so I can see it. Let's start off with some heat. Ty sent this to Mike Wang. He said, watch this clip, F yourself, then watch this clip again. Yeah, that joint is spreading through the 2K community crazy. Now, this happens to a lot of us, and I know it's happened to you. It's happened to me plenty of times over. It even happened last year. It's not only like, it's happened for years, actually. How many of you guys have seen, and I can't see the chat right now because I got this image big on my screen, so I can read it to y'all. But I just wanna say real quickly, how many of you guys have come across ball handlers who their IQ isn't up to par? All they're doing is like, they go into the lab and they're constantly practicing their dribble animations. And I'm sure this comes in time, how to properly activate their dribble animations. But they're just spamming the combination of dribble moves that they've practiced in the lab, and they're not applying it to the defender that's in front of them. Y'all get what I'm saying? Their moves are predetermined no matter what the defense is doing. We've been going through that for years where there were dribble exploits. 2K mechanics were broken for and undermined defense, so people would just spam this combination of dribble moves no matter where the defender is. The defender can't do nothing about the dribble moves. They can't strip them. They can't play aside. How many of you guys have come across those folks? But then you got other ball handlers who are smart. Let's say if they got the defender on their right side, then their goal will be to get the ball to the left hand, furthest away from the defender. With that in mind, I'll continue to read Ty's tweet to Mike Wang. He said, do a move to my opposite hand so the lock can't pluck me. Him pressing square literally cancels out the dribble animation. I'm going to show you guys the clip. It cancels out the dribble. You guys are going to be shocked if you haven't seen this yet. It cancels out the dribble animation. You're going behind the back, putting the ball to your left hand away from the defender. Because the defender hits square, it cancels the whole animation that was already in motion, putting it to the left hand, and then gives the defender a steal. I'm going to get to the chat before we pull up this clip. That's what Ty had to say. What up, Niner boy? What's good? If you're dribbling, I wonder what his ball handle rating. That's facts. You do got to consider that. It's true. You got to consider it. But regardless of the ball handle rating, when you guys see this clip, if you haven't seen it yet, Lucky Spumoni saw it. The clip is wild. Semper said, what up, Semper? There's no excuse. When you guys see this clip, which I'm going to pull up right now, there is absolutely no excuse. Let's get into the clip. This fast, he's going to slow the motion down, which you're going to see. And you can't really notice it when it's sped up like that. But when he zooms in right here, it's already behind. You see it. It's already damn near on the left hand. Look, it goes back. Look at how far back. Look at where the defender is. Stopped because his square glitched into a steal animation. Now, before y'all sound off, just know that Mike Wang has seen this. And Mike Wang said, yeah, that's bad. Yeah, no excuse, man. No excuse for that stuff, man. If you had a low ball handle and the ball got damn near that far away from the defender, and because he is square, it glitches back into a standard canned steal animation. Do you guys remember canned animations? Do you know what canned animations are? It went into a complete canned animation and canceled his whole dream, his whole dribble. Let's go back into it. Yeah, that's definitely on the desk. We'll go back into it and show it one more time. This is what we do. Appreciate you, Matthew. Don't worry, he's gonna go in slow motion here. So now the defender's there. So he brings it over. He does the right thing and brings it back to the left hand because the defender's obviously playing aside. Look how far it gets from the defender right here until he is square and it glitches back. What type of invisible dribble animation is that to glitch back? Scary, y'all. But we've been suffering this for a long time. I'm surprised it's coming up now. Who tests these games? We need demos. Ty is right. People just spam. Nothing wrong with getting steals, but it's too much. When you see something like this, this is wrong. And Mike Wang saw it, and Mike Wang said it's wrong as well. Oh, that's so sickening, bro. And if you see, let's look at this one more time. On the last zoom in of slow motion, you see like he just dead stood there. Is this one? And then when the ball actually comes back to the steal, he actually stays there for a second. Look at this. Watch this in slow motion right here. It goes so far away from the defender, but when it glitches, you see him just stand there, right there, and then the steal animation happens. Oh my God. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? That's the type of stuff that is sickening. And it's hard, y'all. It's hard. You know, it's hard to determine what do we want to do with this clip. The only way to, from what I understand and what we experienced last year, the only way to eliminate this from happening If you guys don't remember, I'll remind you. What up, Mo? What's good, Mo, with the $4.99 super chat? Starting off the super chat wave. Appreciate you, Mo. This had the potential to be top 10 2K of all time. We only 3 weeks in. Hopefully they resolve these issues. And that's exactly what I'm getting into. Mo, thank you for your $4.99 super chat. But that's exactly what I'm getting into because this is the biggest area of concern, yeah. Last year, it was those particular steel animations that the community wanted out the game. We don't, I don't know if we've learned yet, but 2K, there's so, all right. I heard them talking about the coding that's involved and how there's so many lines. We were fortunate enough one time we held a Twitter space and we were able to talk to a gameplay developer. It wasn't a 2K developer, but he was responsible for some of your favorite games. Anyway, he shared with us there's millions of lines of coding. So you make one change and it's not like you could just kind of take out that particular animation, that particular steel animation. Although I wish we could, 2K23 told us we can't. $9.99 from Matthew Lucio. Appreciate that, man. Just cuz, huh? Appreciate that. Salute to you, Matthew. Thank you, man. But we are 2K23 has taught us that we can't just take out those particular steel animation. I'll remind you guys. If you don't remember, I'll remind you. 2K23 had these very similar animations. They'd glitch across your body. You had the ball on the opposite hand from the defender, doing what you're supposed to do, securing the rock. And they'll glitch across your body and get a steal. How about running up the court, you're 2 steps ahead of the defender, and they'll get a steal from behind. Not when you stop, and then they attack you, pause from behind. I paused it a hell of a time. But you're actually still running and the defender gets glitched into a steal. So we thought, obviously, when we're complaining about these things last year, we thought we just want those animations out the game. That's what we were thinking last year. So keep that in mind. Fast forward to this year, y'all. Fast forward. Because we're experiencing the same exact thing. If 2K ends up, it seems to be that they would have to lower, because they had completely eliminated those animations from the game last year. But what did that come with? A huge nerf to steals in the first place. Changed the whole dynamic and trajectory of 2K23. It changed it completely. So here we are yet again. We're right here yet again. We see the animation. Of course, nobody in the community, which I'll play it off again. We'll show it again. Nobody in the community is going to approve of having this in the game. Nobody. Nobody wants that to happen to them. The ball is already damn near on the other side, and here goes the glitch right back to that hand for a steal. So nobody's going to approve to have that happen again. So when folks are saying let's nerf steals, then they're thinking eliminate that animation. My name is Twan with a $5 super chat said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but the double teams in MyCareer game is making 2K so unfun, and shooting needs to be fixed ASAP. All right, I could address that. My name is Twan. Now, I've been playing MyCareer. Normally, there's no year that I enjoy MyCareer. I never enjoy it. But this year, for some strange reason, I guess because I'm going no money spent, I'm actually enjoying playing MyCareer. And I tell you, I have no problem shooting. I don't have to worry about a double team. I'm out there with a 70 overall, feeling like I got MyCareer wrapped around my finger. There's particular animations that you should consider triggering if you're worrying about a double team. Pass the rock off for a little while, and then they'll relieve you of the double teams. They won't continue to attack you on a double team. But if there's a double team, that means somebody is open. Get your assists up. Work on your playmaking badges. But that's what I've experienced so far playing MyCareer. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, the AI seems smart. They try to attack you when your points go up. They try to attack you surely, and they'll like aggressively go into a double team animation and completely leave somebody open. But that's because you as a player, you're hot out there. So what I do is if I see them, it's not a smart double team. They just dead leave their man. So I just wait, and if they do leave him, I'll pass the rock, easy assist, get my assists up, and that's what I've been experiencing on my career. So I feel good that now I could actually share some insight. What up, Jesus? Share some insight as to what's going on in my career because I haven't played my career in quite a few years. I haven't invested any time in my career. So that was that one, and I just think it's a red flag for us, y'all. Because Mike Wang, he knows he's going to have to make a change. We can't. Mike Wang knows that if one person uploads, this is how the community is. If one person uploads that, and then people like me end up making videos about it, and then it starts going viral on Twitter, Mike Wang is stuck in a tough position where he's going to have to make that change because he can't afford somebody else to upload a very similar clip, and it starts spreading, and then the game gets considered broken. So he's going to have to make a change. And this is the pivotal moment right here, y'all, because this was the downhill. This was the actual pivotal moment in 2K23 that changed the whole trajectory of the game, at least in my opinion. Semper Reloaded with a $4.99 super chat said, this is bad, but honestly, the baseline out of bounds is far worse and more frequent than that. They never show love to the centers. Yeah, the baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds, all of that is terrible. Terrible. I'm surprised there aren't more people talking about that. That joint is so sensitive. It's like you got to play it from the middle of the court. You should not even try to drive baseline on 2K24 because you're definitely going out of bounds. But yeah, man, it's a pivotal moment, y'all. So what do? Do we call for this change and watch 2K24 go down the drain as well? I can't stand another year of the game going downhill. What up, Agent Q? The clips that I just dropped in the highlight room on Discord, I missed it. Baseline out of bounds is definitely terrible. So that's what we got with that. Again, there's a lot to cover today. I'll stay trying to read the chat, but I want to get everything covered. Mo with a $9.99 super chat said, this year I realized that instead of giving 2K my money, I might as well save it and get some super chats on your live stream. I appreciate that, Mo. Salute to you, man. You're really putting on for the community. 100K on the way. I'm here for it. Thank you for helping to contribute to that 100K. We're not talking about dollars. We're talking about 100K subscribers, and you guys could help make that happen. If you're watching, you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing, man. We do this on a daily basis. We out here. I appreciate that, Mo. Thank you for your support, man. By the way, All City Big Red, he has a clip on Twitter that Shakedown responded to, told them to send it in. So go check out All City Big Red on Twitter so you can get a preview of what's coming in Shakedown's top 10. He bodied somebody, put him to sleep. Check it out. It's on All City Big Red's Twitter. Man, oh man. Where do we go from here? Because there's just so much to cover today. I dropped a video about Laker fan exposing the dunk meter, which I thought was absolutely insane. Let's pull up the image first. Let's pull up the image here. This Laker fans joined. Mike Wang responded. Okay, that's good there. So we'll pull that up, and I need to pull it up myself so I can see it clear. I think it's this one here. Yeah. Oh man, where do we begin? Jesus Christ. Laker fan really did some good work with this, man. Salute to the homie Laker fan, by the way. He's always showing us love, and I truly appreciate what he's done with his channel and for his community. Laker fan, if you guys don't know, one of the best slashers, veteran slasher, knows everything about slashing. If you needed to find out something about slashing, you would go to Laker fan. So, of course, Laker fan on his slash game, we're trying to figure out things in regards to finishing, found out that your standing dunk meter, even if you have a maxed out standing dunk attribute, your standing dunk meter was super tiny. Let me make sure that I'm on full screen. Yeah, there we go. What up, God Soldier? So your standing dunk meter, even with a maxed out standing dunk attribute, is just super tiny. So he was trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So he took one of his players to have a super high driving dunk. Now peep this, y'all. Now you could activate your standing dunk meter by going into dunk meter animation, but you do that from the standing dunk area. With his driving dunk player super high, which I'll show you guys the clip in just a second. His driving dunk player had a super high attribute driving dunk and a low standing dunk attribute. He tested two different players, one with a high standing dunk and a low driving dunk, and the other player with a high driving dunk and a low standing dunk. What he ended up finding out is that the player with a high standing dunk had a low, really small green window, and the player with a high driving dunk, for some reason, had a super large green window for his standing dunk animation, even though the attribute was low for standing dunk. Absolutely insane. We're going to get into the clip. I'm going to pull it up right now so you guys can see it for yourself. We'll let Laker fan tell it how it is. Let me just pull it up right quick. Give me 1 second and I'll pull it up. This is the first clip there. Give me 1 second. That's the steel clip. And I'll pull up the Laker fan video. Videos too. And I got it here. Laking. I was going to say Laking fan. Laking fan stuck in standing dunk clip. All right. And we'll click OK. All right, here we go. $4.99. Before I do that, let me get into the $4.99 super chat from Semper Reloaded. Said, when you start playing center in MyCareer, you find that double teams almost immediately cause jump balls every time you post up after 25 points scored. And I'm not looking forward to that. And it's happened to me. The double teams has happened to me, but I could see how that's way more difficult. So salute to the other homie who left that about the double teams, because I was just thinking of my player, but the centers have it way more difficult when you go into that post. But I appreciate you sharing that, man. The Lakey fan. All right, let's get into Laker fans video. I don't know if you guys hear that. Oh yeah, you do hear it. All right.
Dunking stuff in this game, huh?
So we'll let that play off so you guys could hear it.
Sig 1, I have these players titled, right? Sig 1.
Do you guys hear that audio? Let me know if you hear the audio from Laker fans before I let this continue, because I don't hear the audio, but I see the level is going up.
So
I'm pretty sure you guys should be able to hear it.
99 in every situation, but Sig 2 has 99 standing dunk with 50 driving dunk. They have the same badges and everything. Everything's all the same except for these two ratings right here. So remember, 2 is the one with the high standing dunk. 1 is the one with the really high driving.
Let me know if you guys hear it, yeah.
Let's take a look at Mr. 2 right here.
Thank you.
His standing dunk meter ability. And as you can see, it's mad tiny, super small. Now, Sig 1 over here has...
It's a little low. Yeah, it is low. I put it on my video. I made it louder.
And guess what his dunk meter looks like standing? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Man, oh man. 2K, 2K, 2K. You guys can just never get anything good with this dunking stuff in this game, huh? So, look at this. So, Sig 1, I have these players titled, right? Sig 1 has 47 standing dunk, 96 driving dunk. Sig 2 has, unfortunately, this My League stuff, it fluctuates a little bit, so I couldn't get them both on 50 and 99 in every situation, but Sig 2 has 99 standing dunk with 50.
I'm just going to let it play off.
They have the same badges and everything. Everything's all the same except for these two ratings right here. So, remember, 2 is the one with the high standing dunk. 1 is the one with the really high driving dunk. So, let's take a look at Mr. 2 right here, his standing dunk meter ability.
This is the high standing dunk, small green window.
Now, Sig
and he goes into the high driving dunk and low standing dunk attribute.
Low standing dunk. And guess what his
and he
dunk
sees he got a
like
gigantic green window.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So that was that. I appreciate that. The Boring Life of Faith. Yeah, so that was that. And you guys saw it for yourself. So, there's a plus side to this. He said, I'm about to go abuse this. There's a plus side to this because Laker fans sharing that video exposing this broken mechanic helped Mike Wang to see it. And Mike Wang responded. He says, one of our engineers found the issue and is working on a fix for the next available patch. Now, I thought that was interesting because it's like, when is the next available patch? I know they're going to have one for the season 2 update, and maybe they're just kind of piling all this stuff on. Maybe there's some that can't be hot fixed. But he goes on to thank Laker fan for bringing this to their attention. So I thought that was pretty dope. And that's as far as gameplay stuff is concerned. Yeah, it is crazy, man. There's a lot of stuff that, you would think would be resolved before release. And he said you put yours on Superstar All-Star. I can't be stressed playing 2K. That's how I feel. I can't be stressed playing 2K. But I do need to get my VC up. Centers finally going to get benefits from a patch and not a nerf. The homie John Rose says season 2 is when 2K24 actually comes out. So we were all just guinea pigs. The PC version of 2K is the old gen version of the game, just so you know. But let's get into some heat, because there is some heat that's going on in the 2K community. And I covered this in one of the videos earlier today, but this is what we do on the live streams. We recap it. So this is what we're going to recap, because I'm definitely curious to hear your feedback. Trust me, I'm going to do my best to remain neutral. I'm going to do my very best. Although the people that know me probably already know which way I'm leaning. But, and maybe you guys could decide after we read this stuff off, which way you think I would lean on this particular topic. But we're going to bring it up right now. And if you've watched the videos earlier today, you probably know what I'm finna get into. $4.99 from P Dub. Appreciate you, man. Said, hope all is well, big homie. I know it's been a minute. Best wishes to you and Lady AC. Appreciate you for that $4.99 super chat. P Dub, salute to you, man. Dímelo, God Thriller in the building. Jalen Nelson, sorry I missed your super chat. Jalen Nelson said, you Giants fans are just outside this week, huh? Just found your channel 3 days ago. I've been out pocket with 2K for 2 years, but I'm back. Love the content. Appreciate you, Jalen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and truly appreciate the $9.99 super chat. Yeah, the Giants are going through it right now, at least from what I'm hearing. I'm not watching much football right now, so. Y'all ready for the heat? Y'all ready for that heat? Heat check. All right, let's pull it up. This is what it is. There's some heat going on in the Twitter community between Black Cobra and Splash. And this joint got hot. Let me see if I could pull up. Give me 1 second, because I got to pull it up myself so I can read it clear. There we go. If you guys don't know, Black Cobra is somebody who was at 2K Community Day, which I thought was dope. I personally like Black Cobra and how he handles himself, how he carries himself. Black Cobra just joined our Discord today, which I thought was dope. I added him as one of our city VIPs. You guys are all welcome to join our Discord. The link for Discord, all you got to do is type !Discord in this live stream chat, and you can join. And before we get into this tweet, let me just let you guys know, being that we're talking about Discord, we're going to be hosting tryouts. Let me pull this down for the All City Lunatics this weekend, y'all. So if you want to try out, you could join our Discord. Type !Discord in this live stream. The link will come up. And you can try out for the All City Lunatics. And the Lunatics are a group of over 100 players right now, verified to have high IQ and a high amount of aptitude to play 2K. So if you're tired of that random experience with folks, you know what it is when you put good players, when you team them up with other good players, they usually have good games. So that's what we're trying to expand within our Discord, that group that we have, which is the All City Lunatics. We're trying to expand that group. So we're hosting tryouts this weekend. All of you guys are welcome to try out. Please, only if you have aptitude. If you have IQ, you understand 2-3 defense, you understand offensive spacing, defensive awareness, good communication. If you got all those things under your belt, we invite you to try out. If you're butt cheeks and you try out, you're going to just be wasting our time. So I advise you just go out there, practice, then come out to try out. Expired link. I just posted. None of the links are expired. Yeah. So if you go to my Twitter right now, I have the link there. If it doesn't work for you, try a different link. It should work. But I test all the links that are sent out. You should be good. Although I know you may receive an expired link notification. Just go to either my YouTube or my Twitter. I just posted it on my Twitter. The link is right there. Double checked it before posting and you could join. All right. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into the heat. Heat check. What up, Toonie? Heat check. Let's talk about it because this one's gonna get hot. Y'all gonna have some opinions about this. If you guys don't know who Black Cobra is, like I said, he was in Community Day, and what he did was he came out last year. There was some conflict going on between Speed Boost Nation versus Sim Nation. Now, Black Cobra is something like a sim type of player. I don't know if he ideally represents himself as part of Sim Nation, but he's a sim type of player. He's not like a cheeser or exploit type of player. He doesn't, he's not on the comp scene is what I'm getting at. Splash ended up sending out this message speaking about Black Cobra. And Splash says, if he can comment and say he's untouchable with a one... Yeah, I had trouble reading this even when I was making the video. Because he said he has a 199 post control. He says, let me try to read. He said if he could comment and say he's untouchable with 199 post control, and we say, hey, let's wager for something light and see if that's all really true, that he can't be plucked in a comp setting with 199 post control. He says that's what he's insinuating. He should happily be able to load up and come on out. So Black Cobra didn't take too kindly to this. And he goes at Splash and says, first off, I'm a grown man. I don't have to prove anything to you over no video game. Even if I did, I could lose to you 1,000 times over and people would still prefer to watch me play. Ooh-wee. I said, oh man, like I said, I'm going to do my best to remain neutral here. He says, secondly, I never said anything remotely near what you're trying to say I said. You're conflating because you aren't able to enjoy the game doing what you're used to doing while he is. So he's basically saying the way you're used to playing, 2K has pretty much put a hurting on that type of play style. And he's saying his play style, he's having fun out there. He's able to still do what he's comfortable doing. He goes on to wrap up this whole tweet saying, this is the first and last time I'm addressing you. And that's Cobra, Black Cobra to Splash. Ooh, first of all, before we continue, what do you guys think? Because I thought that was, I thought the same thing. I was like, ooh, damn, that went down. That went down crazy. I don't even think this is a matter of Sim Nation versus Speed Boost Nation. It's the matter of how grown men address each other. Which I'm going to get into Splash's response to that in just a second, but I want to get y'all feedback on it. GB said, I see both sides, to be honest, but as well, play is just a video game, not that deep. That's how I kind of feel too. I feel the same way. It's a video game. It's not that deep. Leave the homies alone. Let them play whatever they want to play, B. I'm going to try to remain neutral, y'all. But I thought it was... I'll just leave that alone. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm in agreement with y'all. Very spicy in the building. That's what I'll say. Very spicy in the building. I'm still going no money spent, y'all. Just Lamar. Haven't spent $1 on 2K. No money spent, gang, in the building. And I'm having fun. Wait until I show you guys these clips I've been doing in the rec center, B. You're going to be like, hell no. What the hell am I spending money for? Yeah. No money spent. And I do this every day. We're in our Discord, so this is not like behind the scenes. Whenever I play 2K, I'm in our Discord, which you guys all have access to. You could come into the party and hear me playing, while one of the other homies will be live streaming the gameplay. Caliente. All I hear is I'm better at pushing buttons and passing time. Thank you. Thank you, best kept hush. All I hear is I'm better at pushing buttons and passing time than you. You know, that's one of the things. Listen, we understand 2K takes skill, and being that I tried my hand at comboing these dribble moves, I don't deny how much skill and time and effort it takes to get into the lab and master these dribble moves and then apply and execute them in a game. It's one thing to be in the lab, which I was able to do. I was able to apply them in the lab. But when it came to executing out there on the floor, negative, coachy. So I never denied the fact that these Speed Boost Nation guys and the dribble head community, it takes skill. You can't deny them that. If you attempt to deny them that, attempt to emulate their play style and you'll see how difficult it is. As opposed to a dribble head who attempts to emulate a sim head's play style. Now, the only thing that they would have to consider is IQ, because that's what it takes, IQ. And if their IQ ain't up to par, then they're not going to be able to emulate a dribble head's play style, or vice versa. $4.99 super chat from Mo said, usually playing video game is a stress relief, but in the past 3 years, 2K has been raising my stress level. I need FIFA or GTA to come out ASAP. This year is one of the first years that because I felt very similar to you, Mo. I felt very similar to you over the last 3 years. It was raising my stress level. But this year is lowering my stress level. So I get on and I'm going no money spent. So I'm targeting these quests to achieve these quests on a daily basis so that I can get more VC. And it adds a whole new level of gameplay for me, a whole new thing to target. And I think maybe it was a benefit. So what we're going to do next is pull up Splash's response to Cobra. And we thought that was caliente from Black Cobra to Splash. Wait until you see Splash's response. Now, I don't completely agree. I know Splash is the homie from New York. I'm born and raised in New York. But there is no bias here. I'm trying my best to remain neutral. So we'll just read it off. And I gotta kind of ad-lib here because there's so many curse words and stuff. Remember that Black Cobra said to him, you just pretty much mad because you can't play the game you normally used to playing while he can. So Splash started off responding to that and saying, I enjoy the game good enough. But then he quickly jumps into it and says, don't sit here quote tweeting sarcastic-ish if you're scared to load up against anybody. Again, it's hard. It's really hard for me to, let's just keep this thing going. He said the same ish happened when it was comp versus sim and they begged for you to load up against anybody and you were scared. He said, you know what the F is going to happen. He goes on to tell him that's why you be staying in the casual field. This is Splash talking to Black Cobra. He said dudes was even going to give him odds in a game. Like put the odds against them. They was going to put the odds in Black Cobra's favor to come out. They really just, Splash is telling him, I really just wanted to see you come out for one game so that we could see how your play style holds up in the comp scene. And Splash's argument here is saying, we want to see how your play style holds up in the comp scene so we can figure out if the actual game is broken. That's what Splash is basically saying. He said it's to kill a narrative that doesn't exist. It's just that effing simple. He says, since you know you're going to get effed up, he says, since you know you're going to get effed up, you say, I don't got to prove ish to nobody. And Splash says, dudes just want to see you hoop and you refuse to come out. And he goes on to wrap up this tweet by saying, I don't give a F if you a grown man or a kid. Woo-wee. Jesus Christ, blouse and skirts, unnecessary. Mason Gardner said with the $4.99 super chat said, "Are you learning anything extra about doing the no money spent build outside of new M2K24/6? Also, they gave us free 30K VC in the free My Team pack. Well, I got the 10K VC. I'll definitely check for that 30K. Good looking out for that, Mason. I'm learning that there are just to address that super chat real quick. There are way more fun ways to approach 2K than just getting your overall up and going into the rec center. That's the best thing that I'm learning. They sounding off. Yeah, I'm gonna check that 30K as well, Semper. I'm going to check My Team ASAP as soon as I get off this live stream, because I could use that 30K. 30K is over 3 seasons. All right, over 3 seasons. Thank you, Heck. Thank you, Heck. Yeah. So Heck plays My Team. So he's like, you get 10K each season. How I get the 10K? Well, join the Discord. I think Heck put it on his Twitter as well, but he shared it with us to get the 10K. It's in My Team and it's called the exchange. You got to do the exchange in My Team. It's 10K, not 30K. He said 30K over 3 seasons. He said I did it yesterday as well. So what do we think about that, man? I tell you one thing, and I'm not taking sides here. And a lot of people will instantly lean on the idea that, yo, this is just entertainment, B. This is not that serious. That's how I talk. Well, what if how you talk determines how I act? That's one main thing. And this is why, like, you know, when I'm out here, you don't see me talking reckless. Because part of what this idea of online social media, thinking you could say whatever you want to say for the sake of entertainment, that stuff needs to go, B. That just needs to go down the drain. What happened to a man, whatever happened to a man being held to his words? If we chose our words more wisely, there'd be a lot less problems. But I know I'm preaching to the choir. I already get that. Folks ain't trying to hear none of that stuff. Folks don't want to hear that. But this is why you need more influencers like me, instead of me being in the minority of speaking actual facts. What ends up happening is we end up getting led into a generation where folks say anything because they've been desensitized. And now you go try, you're desensitized to saying anything online that surely you spend a good majority of your time online. That surely that stuff is going to seep out IRL and you're going to end up punched in the face or worse. Now, again, this has nothing to do with that issue. I'm speaking in general, y'all. I'm speaking in general. I was born and raised in New York, and you know you can't go wilding out to a perfect stranger unless you on that type of time. Unless you on that type of time, where there was plenty of times I was on that type of time. You catch me in a bad mood, I'm having a bad day, my day will continue to spiral. That you couldn't even look at me wrong. Like you can't even look at me for an extra 2 seconds because I'm wilding. But we know what it is, man. You don't do that, B. So, you know, my main concern is, damn, B, like, and I get it, you know, I get the responses from each, but yo, we just got to take a seat back. We can't just be crashing out for the sake of entertainment and then say, oh, it's not that serious. But your blood was boiling, Brody. If it's not that serious, why it's okay to say it? You know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm getting at. So that's my overall overarching stand on it. I wish folks were just more respectful, but even in being respectful, people could kind of sense through their intuition the underlying aspects of folks seemingly being respectful. So then one person just ends up crashing out. F all this respectful stuff. So, you know, folks got intuition. They could tell if you're trying to have some underlying disrespect, but present yourself as respectful. To me, it's just as disrespectful. And I'm not speaking about that situation. I'm speaking in general terms. Yeah. No one speaks their beliefs with a spine anymore. Yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I just, I like personally. If I can't, if I can't say IRL, it ain't being said. And I wish, and it's hard to say that I wish it was like that overall because people are different, and I don't want a million me's out there because then I'd be fighting myself for a day. So I don't want a million people like me. I just mean to say, man, we just got to be more thoughtful. That's all. Back in the day, you brought a game and you was buying it as a deal with it. I hate when people pop off and they get mad at how you react. Nah, fan. Yeah, it's facts. Too many attitudes instead of respect. Let's bring it back to respect. But I know, I get it. Respect is boring sometimes. I get it. That respect is boring. And I will say this though. I will say this. There's something I learned, y'all. There's something I learned. You got to look at, because we're just kind of going through it where we just read off like an isolated incident. But there's long term. So, if folks end up crashing out for 1 second, them two folks might end up having the best relationship long term because they each kind of stood. Me growing up, some of the best relationships that I had with folks, some of the most real and close relationships that I had was with people that I was actually gonna box first. So our relationship started off with me saying, we're gonna fight. And I guess it's because two alphas take that stand, they realize they're both alphas and end up, having a mutual respect for one another. So that is a possibility that could come out from things like this. It just is what it is. That's just some of my experiences. But I just wanted to share that Twitter heat with y'all. I thought it was interesting. Still lives their moms. Yeah. But I thought that was definitely an interesting take, son, that we had to go over. He said, if you're gonna talk ish, at least talk ish when I score is 0-0. They are fixing the standing dunk. That, from what I hear, they haven't mentioned anything about the driving dunk. Jesus said, "We gonna fight us how me and my girlfriend relationship started." You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean to say? What's the name of the Discord? Tired of running Dolo. All you gotta do is type !Discord. That's all you gotta do. The link will come up and you can join. One patch, 2K24 will be going downhill. Hopefully not, James. Hopefully these changes can withstand the patch. Like I said earlier, I'm going to pull this up because this is the pivotal moment. Yeah, I'm going to pull up. Give me 1 second to change this right here.
Good with this dunking stuff in this
I'm going to pull up what we initially spoke about because this is exactly what changed 2K23's gameplay, which I'll pull that up right now. Give me 1 second. Okay. This is exactly what changed 2K23's gameplay, y'all. It was steals like this, which you're going to see right here in slow motion. Whoop. He's putting the ball behind his back to the opposite hand from the defender. The ball ends up glitching because the defender hits square. It glitches right back, never makes it to the left hand, and he gets a steal. So that's exactly what we experienced last year. Very similar steal animations. And then 2K dropped a patch that changed the whole gameplay. Because although they meant to change one aspect of the game, inadvertently it affected so many other areas of the game, and the trajectory of the game went from being top 2Ks of all time to, by the end of the year, in my opinion, being one of the worst 2K releases of all time. That's my harsh opinion. It don't need to be your harsh opinion, but that was my harsh opinion. And here we are yet again at this pivotal moment where 2K has to consider making changes to avoid steal animations like what you just seen. So what happens? What up, Viber? So what happens going forward? If they make that change, are they going to be able to make the adjustment this year to those type of steals without affecting all the other aspects of gameplay? That's a huge question. How come when you switch players after taking a W or a L, you still get banned? Now I haven't come across that, Flex. This destroyed the pro play narratives. Well, not necessarily. Pro play narratives is the idea that they're going to add additional animations. And I think we've all seen the additional animations that were added for pro play. It wasn't supposed to be more effective. It wasn't supposed to be eliminate things that we've seen. Blake with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Blake. Thank you, man. But let's not get a misconception of what pro play was supposed to add to 2K. And we've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. I know a lot of you guys have seen it firsthand. Did it have the impact that we thought it was going to have? Not necessarily. But there are a lot more animations that seem a lot more fluid. And then just some minor animations off gameplay that just add to you guys getting a bit more immersed into the game. Dre Breezy said, what up, All City? I don't think they should touch anything. This game will not be perfect, but it became from good to bad just by one touch. I think they should leave it alone. That's my opinion too. Leave the game alone. We had a ton. We've been through this already. I don't want to see the gameplay change. You guys, I showed you. Let's go into this next clip. Give me one more second. I'll show you because we just saw that steel animation. So let's go into this next clip here, which I'll pull up in just a second. Give me a second to pull this up. Let's talk about this one then. You guys can see it for yourself. And some people left some good comments on this, saying that he's in takeover. But the man is dribbling the whole 24 seconds. Salute to TJ for sharing this. But there's the issue here, y'all. No space between exclamation point and Discord, and it'll come up. There's now let me tell you from my experience why this here, what you're seeing, is an issue to me. Salute to the dribble heads out there. I'm not knocking y'all. They dribble on you. If you're the defender in this play, they're dribbling on you like that because you're not that good a defender. That's their way of speaking how terrible you are in the game. But I've come from years in 2K, which you guys probably have as well, for the folks that remember, where pure playmakers were doing exactly this. Pure playmakers were doing exactly this and shooting from half court in the park. I come from years where that transitioned into what was called a play sharp. We had the playmaker and then we had the sharp, the pure sharpshooter. They mixed them both to start out the pure sharp, the playmaking sharp, or the sharpshooting playmaker. And from that transitioned to the playmaking shot creator, where they mixed all three of them. Because we had the shot creator, we had the pure sharp, and then we had playmaking builds. The playmaking builds ideally were made to have good playmaking because ankle breakers were overpowered and they had good finishing and defense. They moved quick. But they weren't ideally made to shoot from too far out. So because I come from that era and watching the transitions in dribble styles and all of this stuff and exploits, we come to 2K24 where we're supposed to not be able to do this. At least that's what they're preaching. And here we go. We see it. And I'm not complaining about this at all because I come from this era. So I'm not complaining about it at all. I come from way worse than this. And we were able to play the game consistently. IMD, Juan, man, appreciate you. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. But I come from this era where a non-shooting build was doing this and hitting those greens. So I'm not complaining about this. But what I'm saying is, this is the flip side of the argument of lockdowns and why I feel we should just leave the game alone. Because everybody has a clip showing how they could shine. If we patch lockdowns, what is this guy going to do to a defender when there's no lockdowns out there, not even a chance to get a steal. And if we patch ball handlers, then defense is just going to take over everything. And it's going to lead to a lot of frustration. Leave the game alone. And I could understand the homie in double take. I could understand that he's in double take over you. I see your comments. I could understand that he's in double take. But the limitless leaning 3-point shot after dribbling for 20, dead seriously, this whole 24-second clock, it was down to the last second. And you take a leaning green. So, obviously I'm thinking, should something be done about that? Only if we're going to change other aspects of the game, if we're going to do something about that. Otherwise, leave it alone and let us adjust. We'll figure it out. Probably the only answer to this is having another TJ on your team. That's probably the only answer to this. It's like, because you're not going to stop it defensively. You need the only way to answer back is with the same type of offense. Something to consider. Yeah, the out of bounds boundary is definitely different. So I thought that was interesting as well. Something to consider. Salute to TJ, salute to Stat for sharing that with the community. I thought it was interesting, especially after I had started my video showcasing that steal clip. And I said, well, damn, that's harsh. But then here's the flip side, a dude just dribbling all over a defender and not even have to worry about a steal, let alone dribbling the clock out and shooting a leaning limitless 3 and greening it. I thought that was interesting to show the contrast. And I just wanted to kind of showcase that everybody has an opportunity to shine. So stop the complaining. You're not going to be goated every single play. I don't like those steals. I don't like them either. But if removing them means affecting all other areas of gameplay and changing the trajectory for 2K24, then I prefer that they leave it alone. Unless they can say, hey, 2K community, if the devs say this, 2K community, we can remove that animation from the game so it doesn't happen again. If they can say that canned animation that forced that dude's, even though he was bringing it to his left hand, it glitched right back to his right hand and the dude got a steal. If they're able to single out that animation, I'm all for it. But they can't. They proved that in 2K23. Those are the same animations we had issues with. Just gotta adapt as you go, Little Tantrum said. Nothing is wrong with the game, just need to adjust to how it operates. Yeah. And that's another aspect. Let's talk about this. My player is in the 70s. He's probably a 74 overall right now. I just realized last night when I logged off that I have been playing with a 40 pass accuracy going into the rec center every single day, and I didn't even realize it. Cameron Creasy with a 199 super chat said 99% can't do that. Steals take a couple of clicks. Appreciate your super chat, Cameron. Thank you. But yeah, I'm out there with a 70 and I'm not getting the ball turned over left and right. But then again, I'm not trying to dribble on folks like that. I'm playing my role cautiously. A 70 something overall. Playing against max builds. Or at least builds that are way higher overalls than me. Way higher attributes boosted up. I'm not turning the ball over. So it's hard for me to see the issues that you're having. It's hard. If I know that one of the elite defenders that I'm playing against is running up on me because he already showed through his tendencies that he's elite at defense, the second he gets close to me, I'm putting myself in a position to get the ball to my point guard. When I have my player maxed out, I may try to finesse slightly, but I think we just got to give respect to people's due positions, man, and their attributes that they applied. If we make changes and they end up undermining or limiting the amount of animations that we receive that supposed to go in the favor of our build, then what are we doing here? And how do we feel about making builds in the future after seeing 2K patch strengths on particular builds? So something to consider, man. I'll get to the comments and I'll let y'all lead the rest of the way. Blake Malpass said, in theory, though, if they just spam and steal, none around them, instead into them because they're going to be stuck in the swipe animation. And the swipe animation is terrible. Oh, man. I have to be cautious because I got a low steal as well right now. So I have to be cautious when I hit that steal button because he will indeed go into a super slow, long-winded steal animation. Again, having trouble with understanding. Semper Reloaded with the $4.99 super chat said, no money spent makes you focus on individual parts of your build. I maintain that it makes you better. Hold on, it scrolled up. Because you can only buff individual categories to compete. And this is facts. I'm noticing very similar stuff. I appreciate that insight. Semper Reloaded. Time to Repent said, who you got in 1v1 lockdown, homie, or the dribble head? Oh, y'all haven't seen Stat. Hey, y'all haven't seen Stat. Stat goes crazy, B. Yeah. Yeah, y'all should have saw him yesterday. He played, I mean, not yesterday, last year when he played against Black Cobra. I said, yeah, that man go crazy. He's a true park player. Tough to guard that man. Tough to guard that man. So, and also it depends on the environment you're playing in. Are you playing in a 3v3? That makes room for a player like Stat. I don't know. I never seen Stat play 5v5, so I don't know if he has the same effectiveness in a 5v5 game. I could tell you one thing, if we got our all-city team together, which I'm not even trying, don't even attempt to get me and Stat to play against each other, especially with me going no money spent. But I know that it's a very rare occasion that players can dribble like that against our team. I don't think that's a 5v5 setting play style. You're able to do that in a 3v3 setting because there's so much space. And again, I won't minimize the abilities of Stat. I know the skill that it takes to make that happen. In a 5v5 setting, it's just very different. I would shine, but my standing dunk doesn't work, and I just go out of bounds anyway. I get glitchy steals are happening, but more often than not, people run right into a defender and complain they got plucked. And I see that happening myself, Blake. I be seeing that too. I'm like, homie, did you just try that spin move on that lockdown with a 99 steal? Like, what are you doing, bro? And then on the flip side of that, we got to be cautious because we don't want it too realistic. If the game was to be realistic, do you understand how ball handlers will be walking down the court? They'd have to walk down the court holding L2, dead walking down the court. So we got to be cautious with how we're complaining and what we're expecting to see out there because we don't want it completely simulation. Otherwise, they'll be just moving slow and running sets. Everything will be a set. Infamous DMC with a $5 super chat said, with the steals versus dribble, I think people have to also consider input lag. Could be attempting a steal or dribble move and the effects happen later. How often does that happen, that input lag? You hit the steal button. I don't know how many times I've pressed the steal button. And then you get put into that 3-second steal animation that you're like reaching, on the defender and he keeps moving forward. But you just hit it one time. And it's like a 3-second steal animation. Input lag is a very real thing too. And that it happens is worse for ball handlers. Input lag was like my worst enemy in attempting to get a better hang of dribble combinations last year. Where that LeBron James or even the Kevin Durant step back where you're triggering it and nothing happens. And then you're thinking nothing happens, so you're on your way to your next part of your dribble combination, and then it pops out. And you're like, oh, hell nah. My whole timing on my dribble combination is screwed now. So crazy. I know a lot of you guys feel my pain when I say that. Acro said, the only thing I don't like with 2K24 is how bad slashing is. With a 90-plus driving dunk, the meter is so small, even against a 25 interior defense, 5'8 point guard. It's absolutely rough out there. And that's what Laker fan is addressing right now. And hopefully Laker fan will help bring awareness to what's going on with slashing, because I have a 96 driving dunk on my no money spent player. So I'm hoping that they fix that sooner than later. Tim and Tanis in the building said, right now, I am very pleased with the gameplay for the most part. I do not want to see a small fix that is catastrophic to the game. Interesting, yeah. And I'm on the same boat with you, Tim and Tanis. You already know the type of vibes, man. I'm having fun. I'm thinking I don't want nothing to sacrifice that fun. RG, I appreciate that, man. Salute to you. They need to fix lagging out of reg games right before they finish. So that's been happening often, huh, Merc? I've been hearing people say that. Yeah, the rec lag out is no go. It's no okay. It's not okay. I thought steals were wild too until I learned ball protection, combos versus leaving it out. Therefore, a defender to snag. And when you go out there and you have low, like for me, my players are 70 and I have low ball handling on my build right now because I haven't been able to increase it. It's not high. It's at an 80 right now. I guess it's not low. But it's not something that I could just go out there finessing, especially with my acceleration low and my speed is not up to par and all this other good stuff. So I got a lot more to work on with that. I'm more cautious. Again, a 40 pass accuracy? Like, are you kidding me? I should be getting the ball stolen damn near every time I pass. But quite the contrary, I rarely, if ever, get the ball stolen. And I didn't realize, so much so that I didn't realize I had a 40 pass accuracy. It was only until last night when I went through my bills. Oh, crap. I've been out there with a 40. So now what I'm going to do is make that the last attribute I upgrade because it's been so good since I've been out there. I haven't seen a need to increase it as of yet. So I'll make that the last attribute I upgrade. Yeah, you get banned for that. Yeah, that's crazy that you get banned for lagging out. I'm surprised that's not a major issue. Like, folks are getting banned for lagging out the game. It happened to one of our homies. It happened. We were there. We got the 5 together. We were ready to go into the rec center. The second we went in, he got lagged out. And then he received a ban notification. It happened to me in the park. Although I didn't get banned, I received that big... I got kicked out of a park game. And then I come to load back in and get on the spots. And it gave me some big thing that popped onto my screen saying that quitting is not sportsmanlike, whatever they said there. I said, what? Never even quit. What the hell is going on here? And that was like the end of my park run for 2K24. I said, oh, hell no, this is some garbage. I did get the free 10K. Thank you, Nalain Devo. Well, I'm out there with a 40 pass accuracy. I don't recommend folks just not increasing their pass accuracy. I didn't make a build with a 40 pass accuracy. I'm playing no money spent, so I haven't had an opportunity to increase my pass accuracy. But what I am saying, since I've been playing online, I haven't noticed that I had a 40 pass accuracy. It wasn't until last night that I noticed it for the first time. And I said, oh, crap. I should have been getting a lot, like the ball stolen a lot more on all my passes. I won a rec game earlier and went to the practice, then got banned. 2K should release what you need for network stability to reduce lag. I have not lagged out, but the one guy who was 800 millisecond average response or higher packet loss. Salute to you, DZ. Every time they drop a patch to try and fix something, it always messes something else up. Yeah, this is our experience. What shoes did you get with your 10K? I didn't get the shoes with the 10K, but prior to that, I had saved up some VC and I got the Grinches, the Kobe Grinches. So I'm looking a little fresh out there. I'm not looking like a complete noob out there. And I tell you, it really, when you're accustomed to making custom shoes and, having your clothes up to par when you're out there in a whole sausage party, when you're accustomed to that, playing with 2K sneakers really throws off your game. I don't know. It did for me. So when I put my shoes back on, something felt good about being out there. And I like the Grinches this year. They're really bright. The bands, the out of bounds, the defense, blocking fouls be dumb outrageous. I want to get my big man out there. It happened to me once for fouling out and once for getting error coded. I can't imagine. I'm surprised that's just not a bigger issue. I thought more folks would be complaining. I'm still in a brown shirt and 2K sneakers. Yep. Well, I'm trying to get into Elite Agent Q. Excuse me. I was trying to get into Elite, but then that happened to me where it gave me that big sign that popped up on my screen saying that quitting is whatever unsportsmanlike. And I said, what in the hell type of nonsense is this? And I got turned off. I loved the Elite course. I loved the way everything looked. Gameplay for Park, I don't know, and maybe I'm getting too old for it, because if you guys don't know, all of my legend runs, they were done completely playing Park. I never played any other game mode. It was only Park. I would frequently go into, very infrequently, I would go into like the rec or the pro-am, but Park was always my thing. It was hard to get me away from the Park. I loved it. After 2K20, I can't play in the Park. It's not the same. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it just don't have that same impact like it used to. So we tried going in, and I loved what I saw. I love the scenery. I love the setting. I love the little trampoline thing that takes you up into the top of the floating rise court. I thought that was just super dope. So I was super excited. And the gameplay was just like, I just got too used to the 5v5 playing zone, passing lanes, and I loved, I got little glimpses of the old gameplay when I was playing Park for Elite. I got little glimpses of the fun, but maybe I'll give it another shot. I'll do my best to give it another shot. I'll tell you that much, because I haven't even gotten my affiliation yet. They're saying you'll get banned if you fall out. On that note, y'all, I am starving. I got to get me something to eat and then start my 2K grind for the day. I'll probably be online. I'll probably be in our Discord. You guys are welcome to join. The party is always open for everybody to come through, chill, and vibe out, get to know folks, especially if you're looking for other players to run with. You're having trouble finding players, join our Discord. Just type !Discord. You'll see me in the party chat there with all the other all city leaders. You guys are welcome, as long as you're on some non-toxic type of vibes. I appreciate y'all. I will catch up with y'all mañana. You already know the vibes. Y'all have a safe and blessed one. Easy, y'all.